In this video, we're looking into AutoGen. We'll start with a simple example and then move to more advanced stuff, like using group chat with many agents. You can find all the code we use on GitHub, and it's free for you to use as a starting point. First, let's create a new virtual environment to isolate our dependencies. Creating a virtual environment is like telling your computer, let's pretend we're organized. It's all fun and games until you forget which one you're in. Then we install AutoGen. Next, we create a new file named app.py and start by getting an overview of the various steps we need to take. The first step involves importing the necessary libraries, which include Assistant Agent, User Proxy Agent, Group Chat Manager, and Config List from JSON. The second step is setting up the Assistant Agent by assigning it a name and a specific language model configuration. This language model configuration is read from a JSON file named OA config list, which we will prepare. In this file, we specify the model to be used and our OpenAI key. Next, we define our user proxy agent, who will also be given a name. Finally, we initiate the chat, specifying the assistant as a parameter and the message we want to send to the assistant, which constitutes the actual task. In our scenario, the task is to research the latest stock price of Apple. Now we can test the code. An error message. It's the universe's way of saying, nice try, but did you really think coding would be that easy? Just a moment, while the assistant generates a Python code snippet that could provide the needed functionality, and then checks with the user for permission to execute it. The assistant came up with a code snippet that will use a Python package to fetch the stock price. We give the go-ahead by pressing Enter. Regrettably, we encounter a syntax error because a required package named yfinance is missing for the execution. When prompted to install the missing package, we agree. We watch as the user proxy installs the necessary libraries. After this, the assistant asks again for confirmation to execute the code once more. Once again, we give our confirmation with Enter. Unfortunately, we're met with another error. This is rather common, as the code creation often requires multiple attempts to generate executable code. So we're going to approach this differently by providing an existing web search function. We've prepped this in advance, and essentially it involves a declaration that informs AutoGen about the function's name and its expected parameters. It expects a key named name set to search, which is the function's identifier. Another key, description, provides a brief explanation of the function's purpose. The parameters key holds an object describing expected input. Below that, we detail the actual logic. Here, we're using custom code with a service called Serper, which is designed to search Google using a specified term and return search results from the past 3 years. The complete code is available on GitHub. You can find the link in the video description below. First off, we need to import the search function to enable user proxy access. Next, we'll tweak the assistant's configuration to recognize the new functions along with their necessary input parameters. For this purpose, we'll append the search declaration to the configuration under the function's keyword. Okay, let's try it out. After executing the code, we observe that the assistant suggests the user proxy should utilize this new method. Remember, the assistant merely proposes to the user proxy which code should be executed. It doesn't act on its own. Yet, upon confirmation, we encounter an error indicating the search function is missing. This occurs because we haven't yet provided the user proxy with the code it requires. To rectify this, we must map the function using the function map keyword. On attempting again, the user proxy should now be capable of conducting the search using the updated code. Another error pops up, notifying us that the surfer API key hasn't been configured. Thus, we proceed to define it as an environment variable. Upon retrying, everything seems in order as we successfully carry out a search via Serper. And now we can see the outcome. Our AutoGen has successfully retrieved the stock price. We're now looking to augment our code by adding an additional agent. This time, it's going to be a cynical agent whose role is to comment on everything. To achieve this, we set up a new assistant agent called cynic and assign it a system message that characterizes it as a cynic who comments on everything. It's basically like adding a voice that second guesses your every move, kind of like your favorite debugger. Next up, we proceed to create a group chat. Into this chat, we incorporate the agents, assistant, cynic, and user proxy. Following that, we establish a group chat manager. We then link the group chat to it and equip it with a suitable language model configuration. We swiftly configure this as a separate variable, which will be promptly utilized by cynic as well. Here we're once more utilizing our OI_config_list.json file. In fact, the envor file keyword is optional and can be omitted if not needed. Now we align cynic with the same configuration, which requires us to reposition it accordingly. Subsequently, we initiate the chat through the group chat manager rather than directly with the assistant. On testing, we discover another hiccup. The group chat must be kickstarted with a message array. To fix this, we introduce an empty array. Upon restarting, the search is completed successfully and cynic chimes in with his distinctive take on the stock price. If you're interested in more insights and tips on using AutoGen, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe to stay updated with our latest content.